Verizon was only doing us a favor. You know, we people that are sitting here watching all these quartzite videos of all you YouTubers. I mean, hey, I'm glad you guys are having a good time and all that, but man, it's just not the most compelling stuff to watch. Everybody's at quartzite. Okay, it's like, all right, all right. How you doing, Crotchy? Hi, Dave. Yeah, Crotchy's here. Jilly has not discovered Crotchy yet. Crotchy's been hiding around the house. I put Crotchy in different places in the house. You know, yesterday he was among the Christmas presents under the tree. Jilly didn't even notice. Jilly's my Dachshunder's French Bulldog. I'm here in a beautiful, well, I won't give you the name of the town. Rock Hill, South Carolina. It's actually a southern suburb of Charlotte, but it's in South Carolina. But it makes it sound like, oh, I'm going to a whole nother state. Well, I am from North Carolina. I'm going from North Carolina to South Carolina. It's thousands of miles. Anyway, yeah, so we're having a good time. Last night we went out to eat, and I bit my tongue. I don't know. We were having really good Japanese steakhouse hibachi stuff, and about halfway through, I just chomped down on my tongue, and I suddenly noticed, oh, it's red. So, anyway, that took a while to stop. You know, I don't know, but it did. Jeez. But it was a real nice night anyway. So, anyway. So, Maddie is there in quartzite, and apparently they were having trouble with the Verizon tower, so everybody's cell phone signal was really slow and sluggish, and you couldn't get... it's hard to upload videos, so which is probably a good thing because, again, as I say, everybody's in quartzite, and again, for somebody sitting there watching all this stuff, it's just ugh. The one question everybody has for Matty Van Halen there, who is, you know, basically was working. He spent, they said, 25 years working there in the Nashville area and living in his van, but he was doing trips around. But now he seems to be a full-time nomad. You know, the job is in the rearview mirror, and which is, you know, again, you know, he didn't. I don't think he liked the job much anymore or whatever. So it's not that bad of a deal. But anyway, so how does he afford all this stuff without a job? Matty Van Halen there. So. You know, he basically says he saved money. In the last couple of years, he lived in his van. So he didn't live in a house, didn't live in an apartment, didn't have a mortgage payment, didn't have the rent every month, and was able to live very frugally in his van and he said, save up a nice pile of money, put some of that into, you know, investments, which he said, in this day and age, who knows? And I think he did say originally he got some sort of a settlement from his workplace. I remember him talking about that because he was injured on the job somewhere, so I think that's probably added to his savings. But, you know, it's not an endless pile of money, you know, and he's a fairly young guy still with, you know, he could, you know, be working, yeah, again, they call those your productive years. The most, what do they say, your 30s and 40s are the years where you can really, you know, go out there and earn something, right? You know, pile the money up. You know, those are your productive years, and he's taking, you know, obviously taking those years and just kind of doing what he wants to do, and what's wrong with that, right? Anyway, so he headed west, and he's in quartzite now for a good, I think, through the winter, right? Anyway, so how's he making it happen financially? And he says one of the important things you got to remember especially when you're a nomad, is health insurance. And he did a video a couple months ago about how to afford that. You got healthcare.gov, which is also known as Obamacare, you know, but it's called healthcare.gov. But the thing with healthcare.gov, and I'm on that too, it's okay. It's hey, for a 60, I'm going to be on Medicare next year, no, 2 years. When I get 65, I'm 63. I know I look 43, but, you know, what the heck. But anyway, you know, it is way cheaper than buying stuff, at least for a lot of folks, you know, especially if you're not making a ton of money. Anyway, so, but, you know, you got to have a residence. You got to have a location. You got, you know, it says the first thing it says is, like, enter your zip code, you know, so... I guess I don't know, Maddie is, you know, still technically a resident of Tennessee or something, I guess, you know. But, again, you know, we had a problem there with Ziggy with it. He's from Louisiana, and he sold his house over the past year, and now he's living in his vehicles, and he's having issues with doing business and doing life without having a permanent residential address. It's hard to get a driver's license. Somebody pulled him over and gave him a ticket because he didn't have a driver's license didn't have his current address on it. But he doesn't really have a current address. Or if he does have a current address, it's not a legal address that you can do with, you can't just put a post office box on your driver's license, you see? So that's a big problem. So I would imagine Maddie has some sort of a legal address in wherever he's living. I guess technically his residence is still in Tennessee, although he could go up to South Dakota where it's fairly easy to get a permanent address. You just have to get a post office. Yeah, you got to get an address at a campsite, right, and stay there a night or something. So anyway, this is a good video. Check it out. Got a lot of interesting stuff in it. Yeah, you can, he said November, December, he's busted his budget. He's been hanging out with his girlfriend, Chloe, I think her name is, and they've been doing some motels and some fancy traveling and, around the area and stuff like that. Went over to Phoenix, which is nice, and so he's busted the budget, but he said he hopes to get back on the budget by the new year. The other thing he said, too, is that being in the quartzsite environments is pretty cool. However, he doesn't want to be stuck sitting in the same campsite for the entire, winter. So traveling around, doing different places. You can go down to, what's it called, Kofi or Kofu. There's a big place down on the way to you. You can go to Yuma, you can go up to Blue Water, you can go to Parker. There's a lot of places around quartzsite where you can camp. You're only a couple hours from Phoenix. So you got a big city nearby. There's a lot of stuff, really, if you're in Blythe, go over to California, go over to El Centro. There's Slab City. You ought to check out Slab City, Maddie. And San Diego's only a couple hours away, too. So's Los Angeles. It's not that far. Vegas. So, even though you're out in the middle of the desert there's still stuff around to do. It's not right there at quartzsite, but anyway. So he wants to keep it traveling around, not sitting in one spot, but quartzsite for the winter is just okay with him. Looking for a guy in a van, and you're looking for a channel that's just going to keep it as real as possible, then he's for you. You know what I'm saying? That's why I like his channel. It's just a lot of these nomads have to do the wow. He's telling it like it is, and it's interesting to watch his channel and to live life through him, and he's been living in his van for quite a while, but now he's actually out there full-time RVing or full-time nomadic-y living in Arizona, and it's interesting to see it from his perspective. Something I probably wouldn't want to do, so I have to. This is my series. My series right now is this last week or two of the last weekish of this new year is some of the nomadic channels that I really like. Okay, I'm not going to pick a best one. I really like Kurt and Snow. I've already shouted them out. They're the couple that are traveling down through Central and South America, and I really enjoy their channel. But I'm going to be shouting out on a irregular basis up through the end of the year some of the channels that I really, really enjoy watching, and this is one of them. Maddie Van Halen. Yeah, he did come to North Carolina. Was it last summer or the summer? I don't know. And he didn't stop by to see me. He was only a couple miles away from me, and I did say, hey, stop by and I'll buy you a Whopper, Burger King Whopper meal, but he didn't take me up on that. But anyway, I'll be out in quartzsite again in late March, so maybe Maddie and I'll buy him. There is a Burger King there in quartzsite, so I will definitely, if Maddie wants his Whopper, I will treat him to a free Whopper meal at the quartzsite Burger King in late March. And we're going to also be celebrating Marie what's her name? RV Camp Her Marie. We're going to be celebrating her big birthday there, somewhere in Arizona in March too. So anyway, so big stuff. That's it for my channel today. That's all I'm going to talk about. Again, some of my favorite nomads for 2021. Definitely Maddie Van Halen makes the cut. Good channel. Check him out. He got a viral video, what was it, a year ago? And then his views have settled down since then, but his sub count did pop up a bit. But He hasn't been able to duplicate the viral videos. He did. What was he? He was asked to leave a Kroger parking lot in Nashville because they didn't want overnight parking anymore, and he put some title in. Got kicked out. The end of van life. I think it was. He put something like the end of van life, and of course the bot picked it up and went, "This is viral." So he did, and he said he makes enough money on YouTube to pay for his gas. That's what he said. So, so I guess what he did get a couple big payouts, I'm sure. Let's see, sort by most popular. What was his? Let's see his viral video here. Bad news: the crackdown on van life has begun. Holy crap! Almost. Is that right? Almost a million. Yeah, a million. Almost a million views. 955,000 views. So there's his big videos. Check out my stovetop heater. Can we have a serious talk? rainy day Saturday from the van. Wow. And he's thinking about starting van life full time, and he's done it. So you got to hand it to him. I'm curious. So it's good. It's a good channel here. So check it out. A guy who's doing his first real experience living in his van full time. And he seems to be enjoying it so far, so we'll see. All right, folks, thanks for watching Vlog Under.